Good evening, this is Giuseppe Basile. I'm the Essential. You can find at the blog FibonacciStalking.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the @Fibstalker nickname. Good evening, today is Friday, February the 15th, 2013, and it's 7:30 p.m. Italian time. It's Friday. The markets are very slow. The European session has closed already, and the US market is still open, but it's slow. The currencies are also slow, so it was for me a good opportunity to save some time and record this Fibstalker view on currencies video now. This video is going to be part of my weekly newsletter that I only distribute to subscribers. You can subscribe for free going on my website. On the left side of the home page there is an icon. Click on that and it takes 10 seconds to register. In this video, in this series of video that you can and you can find the old ones in the forex page of my blog, I quickly review on the weekly chart and on the daily chart four major pairs: the US dollar versus Japanese yen, the pound versus US dollar, the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and the OC Australian dollar versus the US dollar. So let's start from the US dollar versus Japanese yen. I mean, there is a lot of talking these days about this pair, and the reason is that clearly the Bank of Japan is intervening in the market, trying to devalue the yen versus the US dollar, and that's what all the countries are trying to do, or a group of countries like the Eurozone are trying to do with different success. And definitely since mid of last year, Japan has been doing a great work on that. It doesn't mean that they can keep this the yen. Sorry, what you see on the screen is the euro yen. I'm going to the US dollar Japanese yen. But as you can see, I mean, the chart is actually the chart is the same. So as you can see here, just a second to load this up, and as you can see here, in a minute the USD versus the Japanese yen is going to be the same. I'm going to remove this, which could be misleading actually. So we had this move higher, and that's what we can see on the weekly chart. If and when eventually this will happen, price will come back, we will the first level of support on the weekly will be the 89, actually the 90 level here, or slightly lower this, but that's where we see I see it correcting. Moving to the daily chart, let's see what we have here, and we have been looking at this pair, and at some point, I mean, this pair was not very technical. We could make the case here that this measuring move, the traditional measuring move, held in the 80-60 area, bringing price into the 191 area and then the 92.30 area, the second target. And the next setup is already ongoing. So it seems the Japanese keep doing a very good job in maintaining their currency up in the face of a strong US dollar. So the next setup was at 92.15 with the first target in 94, 90 and 96, and if we continue higher, I think this pair can reach the 96.30 as well. Moving to the pound versus the US dollar on the weekly chart, with the pound has a very strong resistance in the 1 64.30 area here, and this has acted as a resistance in 2009 and then 2011, and recently, as we can see, we didn't make it there, but this level is an area is definitely acting as a resistance. And on the other side we have support in the 152.70 area, and that's where we are getting back to in this move lower, which we can see a little bit better on the daily chart here. And last week, those who follow me will remember that I've indicated a level of resistance that was slightly broken here on the 158.60. That's the same draw I showed you last week. But as you can see, then at the beginning of the week, actually Friday of last week, this short in 158.30 area traded and brought price into the first and the second target. The first target was in the 156 area, the second target was in the 154.80 area here. Now there are two possibilities as we have strength in the dollar. This pair could continue trading in extensions, in which case you could take a shot in the 155.60 area with a stop above the 156 area, and the first target would be right in that 154.20 area, and the second target will be in the 153.40 area here. So that's the first setup we could see, but this pair likes to trade in traditional as well, and although less probable, this pair could come back to the 156.60 area, which could be again the area where to sell with a stop above 157 basically. And the first target for this new trade would be the 154.10. And this is it for the pound. Let's move to the Canadian dollar. Sorry for the interruption. So going back to the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, on the weekly chart we can actually see that this pair has a short area in the 105.60 area, and this is going to eventually push price of the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar lower. But we also have other resistance and support currently which are playing out. The resistance is in the resistance is in this 104 area, which we use, by the way, during the week. I used it during the week to provide a short setup. And on the other side we have support, but we traced this support from these lows here, and we can see that price has been supporting the 098.50 area. Moving to the daily, it's much clearer. So we can see on the daily the resistance that is being acted on in mid of November, and again within, although price dipped into this area of resistance, as we can see, this area was able to push price lower, but that's not the case any longer, and I'll show you why. In the meantime, this level of support at the 98.50 was tested twice and provided support twice to price. It was not able so far to push price into this target in the 101.50 area, but eventually I believe we continued dollar strength, at least for the next one or 2 weeks. We could see that level, and this would also break this area, which means that the Canadian dollar would have the potential to go back to the highs of this sideways action here. Although I don't think that dollar weakness will be enough to push price higher into 103. So what I see here is is a long setup against which we played a short setup because we had a renewed weakness. I was expecting actually anticipating renewed weakness in the dollar, but that didn't happen. So we still have these targets above 101.60 area, and on the daily now we also have this opposing long setup here, and this is also supporting price. So the first target I see will be in the 101.20 area, and this should then be followed by this 101.60. I think we could see 101.80, and probably we will need to evaluate what is going to happen there. As soon as for the dollar index video that I suggest you review and watch carefully, as soon as the sequence of measuring move higher we have in this US versus Canadian dollar will fail, I think it will be a good opportunity to play a long-term short in the US versus the Canadian dollar. So this is it for this pair. And finally, the Australian dollar on the weekly chart. We know we have this long-term support here on the weekly chart, and this has been supporting price in 2011 and mid of 2012. So there is support for this pair. On the daily chart, we can also see another level of support, which is very important, and sorry, that's the 240 minutes, the daily chart, and the level of support we have on the daily is an extension long, and again it was tested a number of times here in September 2011 and October 2011, and this is a level that we are going to retest, and we already have the short setup that is going to push price into this retest, and that's the this traditional trace here showing resistance and short end in the 103.50 area with a stop above 103.80 area, sorry, 90 area here, so just a little bit higher than this level, and the first target would be right into this into this support, where we would I would expect a reaction. That's the support is in the 101.60 70 area. That's where we are going to get. So if price comes back and retests this 103.50, or even if it does not get there, there is a possibility to get a short here with a still good reward to risk ratio here. So this is it for this week. Thank you very much for your attention. This is the Fibstalker view on currencies. I'm going to part of my newsletter. I'm going to publish this video with 10 to 15 days delay typically on my on the blog, but if you want to receive these setups, please go to my website and subscribe to the newsletter for free. Thank you very much for your attention, and have a great trading week and a great evening. Bye bye.